How you see the world depends on where you look. One thing you look at a lot, your phone's wallpaper. This was my wallpaper for months. I took this outside 30 Rock on election night. This afternoon, I changed my wallpaper to another view of 30 Rock that's very different to remind me of something. It came to mind for me because of a historical anniversary. Tonight, the lights are sparkling bright on the Empire State Building. Gorgeous, and for good reason, because today is its 90th anniversary. On this date in 1931, President Herbert Hoover officially opened the tower to the public. It was the world's first building taller than 100 stories. And on a clear day, you can see as far south as Delaware and as far north as Massachusetts. Today, the Empire State Building has two observatories on the 82nd and 102nd floors. It's what made this place a landmark from the start. People wanted to come see the view. Personally, I think it's worth going all the way up just to see what King Kong was raving about. But if tight spaces bother you, maybe stick to the 82nd floor. Towers like this don't just impress us, they elevate us and shift our perspective. And perspective is something I've been thinking a lot about lately, especially after last week's verdict in the Derek Chauvin murder trial. The day that he was convicted, some folks argued that the verdict meant less than people thought. It's only one officer, and there's a lot more work to be done before we see anything like racial justice in this country. That's a valid argument, one that many people echoed even as they celebrated the outcome. But some people seemed afraid to look beyond the now, afraid to verbalize their hope that policing was about to evolve. And the Ma'Khia Bryant shooting in Columbus, at the same time as the verdicts, gave people justification for their cynicism and doubt. See that? I knew it was too soon to let down our guard. For some folks, this pain runs too deep to see beyond. Many of us still feel like we can't breathe. But is it okay, just for a moment, to breathe a sigh of relief? The more I think about it, the answer becomes obvious. It's not just okay, it's essential. How does it honor the memory of George Floyd to treat this conviction like a plot point instead of a turning point? It's almost as if we have to achieve everything before we can believe anything. Which brings me back to the Empire State Building. An observation deck needs a strong foundation. I think of what's happening today as the foundation for my view of our nation. If we ignore the realities on the ground, that view from above is just wishful thinking. But vision drives us all towards a better future. And there are so many reasons for hope. The latest reason I've seen? Today's youth. Recently, Harvard's Institute of Politics released its latest youth poll. Researchers surveyed more than 2,500 young people, and some of the results might surprise you. Equal numbers of today's young adults said they were liberals or moderates. The plurality said they're strong Democrats, but that was tied with those who do not favor either major party. That mirrors what national polling shows us. We are a center-left country, emphasis on center. And where do these young adults see America headed? Well, quite a few said the country is either heading the wrong way or they're not sure. But despite this, a growing number of young adults say they are more hopeful than fearful. Back in 2017, only 31% said hopeful. Today, 56%. And the highest jump was among Black and Hispanic youth, the same youth leading protests for police reform. Harvard found that a solid majority worries about overcoming our divisions. No wonder an even stronger majority says we need more open-mindedness in politics. But how can you even deal with people who disagree with you on big, hot-button political issues? Solid majorities also said they could still be friends with people who disagreed with them on abortion, guns, race relations, even on Donald Trump. This generation is speaking out about what's wrong while also working together for a better future. Today, civil rights attorney Ben Crump spoke to some of these remarkable young adults. He was the commencement speaker at a historically Black university, St. Augustine's in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Those young people there, they all wanted to know about, can we get the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act? Because everybody understands that this is a historic time that we're living in. We have not had meaningful police reform in 57 years. And so we cannot squander this opportunity.
Exactly. Despite the pain of racial injustice, we can still see opportunity, but only if we choose to look at it. Let's give it a name. Let's call it the observatory effect. It's that thing that happens when you make the effort to view the reality you know from a dramatically broader perspective. Today's media landscape is like an observation deck. Why would anyone pay their fare, step up to the binoculars, and point them right back down at the street? Is it a ridiculous idea to give yourself a break from that view? You gotta guard what goes into your heart and mind every day, even the little things. That's why I changed my wallpaper from this to this. It's another view of 30 Rock from the top of the Empire State Building. I hope this view from above will help keep me grounded and humble. I have a big job in this building, but there's always something bigger, and thank God for that. Our perspectives of the world can make us shake our heads or hold them up high. Sometimes looking up can take a ton of effort, but we get to choose our viewpoints each day. Choose carefully. Don't let your view block your vision. With that said, we'd love to hear from you, and this time we're looking for pictures too. I want to see your observatory. What helps maintain your hope for the future? Email your story with a photo to theweek@msnbc.com or tweet us. We are @theweekmsnbc. Tell us your name, where you live, and give us a clear description of what the image means to you. Make sure it's a picture that you took yourself. Don't send us stock photos or anything like that. theweek@msnbc.com or tweet @theweekmsnbc. We will share some of your pictures and stories tomorrow.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.